As her son has been struggling with drugs since he was 16, most recently fentanyl. She struggled to find social services for him. He's now 21 and in jail. Welcome.
Thank you. So, as stated, my son is an incarcerated drug addict. What do you intend to do about the war on drugs, which has obviously failed so miserably?
End it.
How do you intend to do that?
I want to focus on treatment. Look, your son, and I don't want to pretend to know him, but I know a lot of people who have gone through this, and I've had some dear friends who have lost their life to this. He has a disease. The same way heart disease, diabetes, cancer, it is a disease. And he can be treated. It's not easy, but neither is treatment for cancer or heart disease in many cases. We need to make treatment broadly available to everyone who is addicted. Because with medicated assisted treatment, with talk therapy, with those things combined, we can save not every life, but many of those lives. And look, I still want to make sure we try to interdict as much fentanyl coming across our border as we can. I would use the National Guard to try to do that, to enhance that. That part of the war on drugs to lower supply should continue. But the idea that incarcerating someone is going to make them not become an addict is ridiculous, and it's been proven to be wrong. Because you know what happens. They get drugs in jail. And so let's be real about this, and let's stop stigmatizing this. You know, I'd like anybody to raise their hand in here who hasn't made a bad judgment in your life. Your son's bad judgment was to start drugs in the first place. But does that mean that we have to penalize him for the rest of his life because he made that bad judgment? Or do we want to try to give him a hand up to say, here is a way we can help you and you can help yourself? We had 110,000 Americans die last year of opioid overdose. It is the leading cause of death in 18 to 34-year-old men. It's unacceptable. And you know, my mother was an addict. She was addicted to nicotine. She started smoking when she was 16, and she died at 71 of lung cancer. And when she got diagnosed, no one came to me and said, well, she's known since 1964 it could cause cancer. She got what she deserved. And I never tried to hide my mother's illness from anybody. I wasn't ashamed. But what if my mother was a heroin addict rather than a nicotine addict? Think I would have told everybody? Think people would have rushed to her aid? We have to change that dynamic. And a president can change that dynamic by talking about it, by saying it's a disease and that your son needs the treatment that can help him to have the redemption I talked about in the answer to your question. We don't need to dispose of his life. Lives are not disposable, especially when we have tools at our disposal to do it. Yes, I want to be tough on crime, and the dealers who are making money off this, you bet they should be penalized. But your son sitting in jail tonight, if his crime is that he was addicted and had enough to just feed his own addiction, in my view, he should be in treatment right now, learning how to cope with his addiction and to come home to you. That's what I'd want as president, and that's what I'll fight for.